There are moments in life when we look around and everything feels like it's falling apart. The pressure mounts, the doors close, and the silence becomes deafening. You pray, you cry, you question, and still nothing changes. It feels as if the heavens have shut themselves off from your voice. You wonder, why me, why this, why now? But I want you to understand something today, a truth so powerful that when it takes root in your heart, it will transform the way you walk through your trials. God uses hard times to make us. You see, it's easy to have faith when things are good. When the bills are paid, when your body is healthy, when the path is clear, but that's not where the making happens. That's not where greatness is born. Greatness is born in the fire, in the darkness. In the seasons where you feel forgotten, because that is where character is forged. That is where the impurities are burned away and the soul is refined. God does not use comfort to shape giants. He uses adversity. Every storm you've faced, every loss you've endured, every disappointment that made you drop to your knees, they were not there to break you. They were sent to build you, to stretch your spirit, to strengthen your resolve, to sharpen your vision. It's not punishment, it's preparation. God is not trying to destroy you. He is getting you ready for what you prayed for. He is building the version of you that can carry the blessing you asked for. We want the mountaintop experience without climbing the mountain. We want the crown without carrying the cross. But you cannot inherit the promise until you've endured the process. And the process, my friend, is not pretty. It's not easy. It will humble you. It will frustrate you. It will confuse you, but it will make you. Let me tell you what most people never understand. Hard times are not a sign that God has left you. They are a sign that He is closer than ever. You just can't see it yet. Just because you don't feel Him doesn't mean He's not working. God doesn't always speak in comfort. Sometimes He speaks through chaos. Sometimes He speaks through closed doors, through heartbreak, through delays. And it's in those very moments, when your strength runs out, that His strength begins. Look back at your life. Really think. Some of the most painful chapters you've lived through did, and they also bring you wisdom you never would have gained otherwise. Didn't they introduce you to a strength you didn't know you had? Didn't they push you closer to God, force you to pray differently, to see differently, to live differently? You didn't like it then. You may not even like it now. But deep down you know, you're not the same. You've been changed, molded, refined. There are some things that only the fire can teach you. You can read all the books, attend all the seminars, listen to all the sermons. But there's a level of understanding that only comes from experience. And God, in His infinite wisdom, allows certain hardships not to harm us, but to help us grow into what we're truly called to be. The people who reach the highest levels of success, the ones who walk with true power and peace, are almost always the ones who have suffered the most, and yet still kept going. Don't curse your season of struggle. Don't despise it. It may be the very thing that launches you into your destiny. There's something about suffering that awakens a hunger in the soul, a hunger that no comfort ever could. When you've had everything stripped from you, you find out what you're really made of. You find out who you really are. You find out what really matters. God isn't trying to embarrass you. He's trying to elevate you. But to go up, you must first go deep. You must build a foundation strong enough to carry the weight of your calling. And that foundation is built through tests, through tears, through times when you have nothing left but faith. And even then, faith is all you need. You don't need it all figured out. You don't need to feel strong every day. But you do need to keep going. There is a version of you that exists on the other side of this storm. That version of you is stronger, wiser, more patient, more grounded, more powerful. But you'll never meet that version of you if you give up now. If you run from discomfort, if you stop believing just because it hurts, you are being shaped. Every trial, every delay, every unanswered prayer, it's not wasted. God doesn't waste pain. If He allowed it, He intends to use it. There's purpose in it. There's gold hidden in the dirt, but most people miss it because they're too focused on the suffering to see the shaping. Let me say it plain, you can't be trusted with the blessing until you've proven you won't break under the burden. And that's what hard times reveal. Can you still serve even when it hurts? Can you still trust even when it's dark? Can you still praise even when you don't understand? The truth is, ease never taught anyone anything. It is pressure that brings out the potential. A diamond is only made under intense pressure. Gold is only purified in fire. Muscles only grow when they are torn. And so it is with the soul. You were not made for a life of ease. You were made for impact, and impact is forged in the fire. Sometimes the very thing you think is setting you back is actually setting you up. That rejection was protection. That delay was development. That loss was alignment, but you can't see it while you're in it. You can only see it when you keep going. So don't let this season break your faith. Let it build it. Talk to yourself like someone who's coming out on the other side. Encourage yourself. Remind yourself that what you're going through is not the end, it's a chapter. It's not your destruction. It's your construction. And construction zones are always messy before the masterpiece is revealed. You've got to trust the process, trust the timing, trust that even in your pain, God is present. He's not finished. He's not done writing your story. He's still building you, still preparing you, still working things together for your good. And when it's all said and done, when you've come through the fire, you'll be able to look back and say, I didn't like it, but I needed it. It hurt, but it helped me. I lost some things, but I found myself. And now I'm stronger, now I'm wiser, now I'm ready. So walk through your storm with your head held high. You may be bruised, but you're not broken. You may be tired, but you're not done. You may be in the valley now, but the mountaintop is coming. And when you get there, you'll thank the storm that carried you, because in the end you'll realize that God didn't use comfort to create your calling. He used the hard times not to crush you, but to make you. And the truth is, while most people run from difficulty, the chosen ones recognize it. They don't celebrate the hardship, but they understand it. They understand that something sacred is happening in their soul, that the pressure they feel is not a punishment, but a push towards greatness, towards maturity, towards destiny. God is not random in his actions. If you are in a furnace right now, it's because there is gold inside of you that must be revealed. When you are going through hard times, people will often misunderstand you. They'll tell you to just move on, to give up, to be realistic. But what they don't see is what God whispered to you in the secret place. What they don't understand is the vision he placed inside you long before the trial began. You can't expect people who haven't seen your purpose to understand your pain. They weren't there when God marked you. They weren't there when he started molding you. That's why you cannot depend on the opinions of others when you're walking through the fire. You must depend on your faith. You must cling to your assignment. You must trust the process even when it doesn't make sense. Some of the greatest men and women who ever walked this earth were not made in moments of applause. They were made in isolation, in betrayal, in silence. They were shaped in the dark before they were revealed in the light. You may feel hidden right now. You may feel unseen. But don't mistake hiddenness for abandonment. A seed must be buried before it can grow. What feels like darkness may just be the soil. What feels like delay may just be divine timing. You have to stop looking at your suffering as a setback. It's not a setback. It's a setup for something bigger. That pressure you're feeling, that weight on your shoulders, that's not meant to destroy you. That's how you know you're carrying something valuable. Nobody puts pressure on an empty box. The enemy isn't attacking you because you're weak. He's attacking you because you're carrying something powerful, something dangerous, something world-changing. This is why the hard times hurt so much, because they are tailored for your development. The challenges are not random. They are customized, designed to extract the weakness from your spirit, designed to crush the ego, to remove the fear, to build the endurance that will be necessary in the next level. You think you're just surviving right now, but what you're really doing is transforming. Pain has a way of introducing you to yourself. It strips away the illusions. It shows you who you are without the applause, without the support, without the comfort. And in that raw, exposed space, God begins his real work. He starts showing you your own heart. He starts confronting the parts of you that you couldn't see in the light, and that, right there, is the sacred ground of transformation. No champion ever became great without falling first. No dreamer ever reached the peak without walking through the valley, and no person ever developed deep, unshakable faith without being put in a position where faith was the only option. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. You're being developed, not destroyed, and here's what makes all the difference: perspective. If you can shift your perspective, you can change everything. If you can see your struggle as a lesson, if you can see your delay as discipline, if you can see your pain as part of the plan, then you stop resenting the process and start respecting it. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift in mindset can change the entire outcome. The ones who rise, the ones who succeed, the ones who fulfill their calling, are the ones who keep showing up, not just when it's easy, not just when it's working, but especially when it's not, because they understand this truth: storms don't last forever, but strong souls do. Hard times don't come to stay, they come to pass, and when they pass they leave behind a version of you that's battle, tested, built by fire, and blessed by perseverance. There's something sacred about consistency in the valley. When you show up in the darkness, when you stay faithful in the wilderness, when you keep building even when no one sees you, that's when heaven takes notice. That's when doors start opening. That's when things begin shifting in the unseen realm, but you must not quit. Every time you wake up and refuse to give up, you're making progress, even when you can't feel it, even when it doesn't show yet. Growth is silent. Transformation is invisible until it's undeniable. So keep walking, keep believing, keep working. The breakthrough is closer than it appears. You are being tested, yes, but only because you are being trusted with more. The higher the calling, the greater the crushing. The deeper the purpose, the tougher the process. You don't get anointing without agony. You don't get influence without inner battles. And you don't become a warrior without first being wounded. So don't be surprised by the struggle. Embrace it. Learn from it. Let it deepen your empathy. Let it strengthen your vision. Let it teach you to depend on God more than ever before. Because when you come out of this, and you'll carry something greater than applause or attention or status. You'll carry power, the kind that doesn't fade, the kind that doesn't need validation, the kind that changes lives. And here's something most never understand: the anointing always comes after the breaking. You want to be used by God, then prepare to be broken. Prepare to have everything that doesn't serve your purpose ripped away. That's not cruelty, that's love. That's a father pruning his child, preparing them for something far beyond what they thought they were capable of. God sees what you can't. He knows who you're becoming. And while you beg for relief, he is working on revelation. While you ask for escape, he is building endurance. While you seek the easy way out, he is laying the foundation for the greatest comeback of your life. So don't misread your pain. Don't confuse the season of stretching with the season of punishment. You are not being punished. You are being prepared, and when preparation is complete, the promise will follow. Let me continue with more when you're ready. This speech is still unfolding, and so I say to you, stand firm, stand in the fire, stand in the flood, stand in the silence, because this is not your end. This is your awakening. This is the place where you either crumble or rise, and I believe you're not here to crumble. You were not created to give up, to bow out, to be defeated. You were created to endure, to overcome, and to emerge with a story that shakes the world. Let the world see what happens when a soul refuses to quit. Let your scars speak louder than your excuses. Let your journey prove that hard times are not a tomb. They are a training ground. You are not buried. you are planted. And what God plants, no storm can kill, no loss can steal, no enemy can stop. The pressure you're feeling is proof that your future is too great to be average. The fight you're in is proof that something powerful is coming. God is not done, and neither are you, so rise, rise in faith, rise in strength, rise knowing this truth. God uses hard times to make his strongest warriors, and you, my friend, are one of them.